Well, it's bare and empty now, but this studio, Studio A, came alive right from the early days with a host of live afternoon programs especially designed for the entertainment of women and children. Programs ranging from quiz shows and cookery shows to Romper Room. One of the most popular and certainly the longest running afternoon program was Jackpot Quiz, hosted by Bob McGrady and assisted by the now very well-known Sue Smith. It ran for 6 seasons, in which time thousands of dollars worth of groceries and sponsor prizes were given to contestants and to the studio audiences. It was with great regret for all those involved when the program went to air for the last time in December 1969. Let's join that audience for the last episode right now.
This is Mrs. Dowse.
Hiya, Mrs. Dowse. How are you? Just hang on there.
I don't hang on to that. Yes.
And there's your aspirin.
But there's nothing in it yet.
No, but he'll put something in it. You hang on to that and I'll come back and get you.
There's something in it now.
I'll keep those aspirins myself.
Keep the aspirins yourself, yes.
Yes, our matron won't let us take them, though.
No,
She'll take them tonight.
It'll be very good.
She'll take them tonight. She's very hard, you know.
Very hard, isn't
Yes, but she's very lovely.
Very lovely, but very hard.
Oh, yes.
You're lovely,
We've
matron.
got a lovely home.
You've got a lovely home?
Oh, yes.
I've got one too, but the onion boxes I got don't fit.
Could you do anything for me? Because we don't get our breakfast in bed, and if you speak to matron nicely, she might let us have it.
I don't think we'll ask her any questions. Hi, matron, what about giving them breakfast in bed? I'll come up and help you serve it.
See, I like an extra hour.
You like an extra hour?
Yes.
She'd like an extra hour?
Yes.
Well, I don't know what we're going to do, but we'll have to pick some easy questions for you. If you owned a Sydney Silkie, what would you have?
A pup. Or a dog.
Ah, a dog will do me. That's well done. They're easy. Look at that. You've got the groceries. You've only answered one question.
Bob, this is to you with all love from everybody at CBN, CWN. And I'd just like to say how much I've enjoyed working with Bob. I've been with him for 3 years now, and he's never had one crossword to say for me, which says a lot for his kindness. And also, I don't think many people realise quite how much he's done for charitable organisations within the district. Every charity organisation that has wanted to has been able to come on the program and win lots of wonderful prizes. So that's been a great asset to the district, and we'll definitely miss him.
Thank you. And I've got my share. I said, look at all this crowd.
The other major quiz show in the live afternoon lineup was Chalk It Up, hosted by Stan Murray. This panel game drew contestants from throughout the viewing area and was aired Tuesday at 2:25 for 2 years. In 1963, CBN Channel 8 launched the live production Home is What You Make It, hosted by Elizabeth Middleton. This program proved to be the forerunner and model for most of these successive shows designed for the housewife. Segments in the program included the first cooking session to be produced at the studios, home improvement hints, crafts, interviews with interesting guests, and new product demonstrations. Indeed, when in 1965 Elizabeth left the show to work with the Western Stores organisation, some of the format was carried on with the introduction of the Western Stores service session hosted by Libby. Other commercial sessions followed, including the Angus and Coote session, whose hosts included Roger Wilcock and Helen Sampson. The cooking segment, in Home is What You Make It, had always proved very popular. So, as a natural progression at the conclusion of that show, the first of the separate cooking programs went to air in 1966. Peter Burns, a well-known amateur actress from Orange, hosted Kitchen Club. Screened live on Tuesday afternoons, the program dealt with meals to suit the season, including produce from the viewing area. In 1969, Cooking with Jan was telecast on Tuesday afternoons. Hosted by Jan Berry, housewives were shown the methods of preparing various tasty but not well-known dishes. Following her successful Channel 10 Sydney series, Switched On Living, vivacious blonde Di Coffey produced a series of 10-minute cooking programs in 1978-79 for Midstate Television. Di's warm personality came through, and the response to the series and her recipes, which were made available to the viewing public, was excellent. Fabulous Bob Fenn, Sunbeam's master chef with more than 30 years' experience in demonstrations worldwide and on national television, was the next of the cooking hosts produced by Midstate Television. The series, entitled Fun Cooking with Bob Fenn, was exactly that, and housewives were astounded with his incredible cooking techniques. It proved so popular that some 70 episodes were produced between 1978 and 1981.
So all we do is sieve the flour well, and be very, very accurate. Oops, too much. And we add to that a tiny fingerful of oil. We just put a tiny little touch of sugar in, not too much sugar. And we just put a tiny pinch of salt. Now, when you put the salt in, you've got to be very, very accurate how much salt you put in, because if you put too much in, you've had it, you see. So just, don't you put salt in yours? Well, I'll put a bit of salt in, a bit for luck.
To conclude the afternoon live entertainment, Stephen Flay featured in a series of organ music programs. The first of these commenced with Music, Music, Music in 1965, when on Tuesday afternoons, Stephen played traditional and contemporary music from a particular country. On Thursdays, the program was devoted to requests from the viewers in the area. In May 1968, Matinee Melody commenced, featuring many kinds of music played by Stephen on the studio Hammond organ. Even though it was not a request session, the program catered for a wide range of musical tastes, as Stephen had travelled widely throughout the central and northern western areas entertaining on the organ.
Ready, please, Mr. Music.
A request familiar to many of the viewing area's adults of today. Romper Room opened the live afternoon children's entertainment at 4 o'clock Mondays to Fridays. Originally supervised by Miss Rosemary, the program continued in the same format later with Miss Karen. The 6 youngsters of aged 4 to 5 were guests on each afternoon show and met characters like Mr. Doobie while experiencing educational, entertaining and physical fitness activities. Following Romper Room at 4:45 each weekday was Children's World, which was hosted by Faye Barber and was telecast for the older children. Regular guests included Algernon the Elf, the children's health buddy and sleuth, the private eye snail who gave reports on the children in the area. One of the most popular of the live afternoon programs was Children's Corner. During the 4 years it was aired, hosts included Stan Murray and the popular pair newsreader Michael McRae and weather presenter Lorna Goodman. Some of the Saturday afternoon episodes were filmed outside the studios, and guests included a very young Jewel Blanche, who recently won this year's Country and Western Performer Award, and the late Winifred Atwell.